I'm David Ainsworth, Head of Communications at the United Nations Secretariat of the Convention on Biological Diversity. I'm here in Nairobi, Kenya, where delegates are meeting at Subsidiary 26, the science body of the convention. Over the next 6 days, they're going to look at the scientific underpinnings for implementation of the Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework, or the Biodiversity Plan, and a number of other key issues related to science under the convention. Delegates are going to look at the monitoring, reporting, and review mechanisms and indicators for this new Global Biodiversity Plan to make sure that they're accurate, scientifically sound, and easy to use by parties. This is also a question of technical and scientific cooperation. How could we make sure that all parties are prepared to move forward in all of this? The meeting's going to discuss biosafety issues in great detail. We'll have a discussion of the risk assessment related to gene editing drives. This is how you take a species and transform it so that its traits can be modified. The most well-known example is malarial mosquitoes, finding ways to potentially render them extinct. What are the risks of this technology? How do we have to consider it? How does it have to be implemented? We're also going to look at synthetic biology and the way it affects biodiversity. Synthetic biology is the whole variety of techniques from artificial intelligence to computational power to new techniques for living modified organisms. The convention wants to come up with a process for horizon scanning to make sure that as this field develops in all its rapidity, the convention can keep up on the potential impact on biodiversity. The meeting is going to talk about the oceans of the world. In particular, we'll look at the question of ecologically or biologically significant areas for biodiversity in the deep oceans. These are the so-called EBSAs. How are they described? Do we need to change these descriptions? And how does this align with this new treaty that was created for biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction? And then the meeting is going to look at the question of biodiversity and health. When we look at this, we want to make sure that biodiversity is being conserved and sustainably used to sustain health, but it's all health, human health, animal health, and indeed ecosystem health, a so-called One Health approach. Parties are going to look at a new global plan of action that'll make that possible. Join us here in Nairobi over the next 6 days while delegates discuss and move forward on these issues.